So I've been trying to not let things get to me. I've been employing a new strategy of, rather than thinking negative thoughts about people who do stupid things or people who annoy me or piss me off, I've been trying to think about sending them love instead and hoping they become better people. So when somebody's tailgating me in traffic, for instance, in the past I would be thinking they're a cunt or an a-hole in my head. But now I'm trying to think I'm going to send this person love in the hopes that going forward they won't tailgate people as much, because it's not a cool thing to do. And I've noticed it's helped a bit. It has helped to some extent. I'm not as angry in the city as I was before employing this practice, because for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that my patience has kind of eroded over the span of the last few years or so that I've been living in Los Angeles, where I used to have a lot more patience for idiots and people who just are selfish and do really uncool crap on the road or in person, or even funny enough, as I'm standing here filming in one of my favorite spots, yet again it's been trashed. So yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle for me to not get really worked up over the morons I encounter on seemingly in a daily basis whenever I leave the house. And I've just been trying to come up with strategies to not let it get to me as much, because it used to not get to me. Like I said, that's part of the whole patience being eroded thing. I used to be really patient and not really care about it, but after living here for years and years, that's just not quite the case anymore, because I've just kind of had enough of it all. But I am trying to get better at it, as you can tell, and that practice does help quite a bit. I mean, even here, let me show you what I was talking about with how this place has been trashed. I don't know if you can see, there's like these bottles everywhere, and then over here you've got more bottles and trash, and same thing here, and then they left like some parasol or something over here. I don't know why. So these people just don't care about nature, and therefore are okay with trashing it without thinking twice. That's not the kind of person I am. That's not how I was raised. Like, I was raised to respect and admire nature and beauty, to protect it, to take care of it, not to do this crap and think it's fine. I get that there's no trash can here, but like, it's not difficult when you have a six-pack to just keep the empty bottles in the six-pack and carry it with you to your car and then dispose of it later. Like, why would you leave it here? It boggles my mind. But trying to not let this stuff get to me. When it first came up here, my initial thought was, yeah, my God, these people are absolute utter cunts, because who the hell does that? And I did start to get a bit riled up. But then yet again, I tried that practice and I was like, you know what? Let me not do this. Let me think instead. I'll send these people love in the hopes that going forward they'll actually respect nature enough to not trash it like this, to not leave it worse than they found it, because that's just not cool. So this is something I'm going to continue practicing going forward, because I think it's one of the few ways I'll stay sane for as long as I stay in Los Angeles until I'm able to get out. For those of you wondering, I am heavily researching getting out. I'm just in a tricky situation because I want my own place, because I don't want to have roommates anymore. I've just found that I'm over roommates, because even having a phenomenal roommate, there's still things that I just don't like about having a roommate. So after realizing that, I'm like, I'm probably not going to find a roommate as great as my current roommate in the future, so I'm just going to go without roommates, because if I find issues even having a great roommate, then I just don't want any roommates going forward. So I'm looking into that. But I also need a new car, because I drive a sports car that I bought in 2018. It was one of the dumbest ideas ever. I wasn't thinking forward at all, but I thought I'd be staying in Los Angeles for quite some time. So if I had known that I would eventually leave, I would have bought an SUV, because I need something that can handle snow, because I'll likely be moving somewhere that has snow. So I'm in a pickle here where I need enough money to afford my own place and to afford a car payment on top of it. So it's kind of made my options really limited. It's my own fault, and I get that, but hey, like, I'm not gonna bargain on these two things. I really want my own place, and I want to live somewhere that's got snow, that has nature and beauty there. So I need a new car. So yeah, it's going to take me probably a bit longer to be able to get out, but hopefully I should still be able to do so within a year. So at that point, I imagine my mental health will be way better than it currently is, because I'm just over Los Angeles. Like, I'm over people who treat nature like this. Like, it's just like, who the hell does this? It's so messed up. But I am going to keep practicing this whole notion of sending love, and I have found something interesting since I started practicing this. It's only really been, this is the second day of me practicing it, so it's brand spanking new, just something I thought of while I was going about my day yesterday, and I was like, you know what, I'm getting way too worked up over other people, and I don't like that, because that used to not be me. So let me think about just like being positive with my energy and sending positive energy to people, rather than hoping they like get consequences for their actions, hoping they get punished for their stupidity or whatever. And just realize, maybe it's better if I send positive energy their way and hope that they become better, rather than wanting them to get a ticket for speeding, or rear-ending someone so they have to pay for it if they're tailgating, or getting fined for leaving their trash in nature. I don't know, I just think sending positive energy is probably better. But anyway, getting back to the interesting thing I noticed, even within just 2 days of practicing this, I've noticed some of the times where I say that I'm sending love to someone and hoping that they do X, Y, and Z better going forward, I've noticed that almost immediately things change. It's really bizarre. I can't describe it. Call me crazy, whatever you want, but this has literally happened. On the drive here, there was someone going really slow in front of me, and I was about to get worked up over it and be like, why is this person going so much below the speed limit? Like, what is their deal? And I caught myself, and I was like, you know what? Let's not get riled up. Instead, let me think about sending them love in the hopes that they'll just drive better going forward, so they actually don't annoy people driving behind them. And almost within seconds of me like sending that thought out there, putting it out there in the universe, the person started speeding up and finally going like maybe the speed limit or 5 over it. And I was shocked. I was like, what the heck? And then yet another car later on was tailgating me, and I started to get riled up again. I was like, why is this guy tailgating me? And I was like, you know what, let me send him love and hope that he'll not do that going forward, because not only does it put himself in harm's way, it puts the car in front of him, so things will just be better if this person doesn't tailgate as much going forward. Sure enough, like right after I sent that thought out there in the universe, the guy stopped tailgating me and left a significant gap between him and my car. I was shocked. So that's 2 instances where almost immediately this new practice of mine has led to really interesting results that I could chalk up to chance, or maybe it's something else. I don't know. I don't have the answers. So there you go. If you're more scientific, who knows? You'll probably say it's chance. If you believe in spirituality, maybe there's something else going on here. So I don't know. But I just wanted to talk about this because this practice has been helpful so far in helping me not get so riled up. And part of me is kind of disappointed in myself for even allowing my patience to get eroded like this, because you talk to anybody who's known me for a while and they all know I'm like one of the most patient people they know, and even so I've allowed my patience to just kind of die over the last few years of living in Los Angeles. So I just need to get out. That's probably the only solution. I don't think there's any more mental strength for me to gain from staying here. There probably is, but I don't want to do that. There's so many better ways of gaining mental strength than staying in a situation you dislike. So I'm going to get out. But this has been kind of a random video because I wanted to talk about how I've been working on not letting things get to me, and I kind of just went on some tangents there and told you my future plans and some history behind why I even need to work on this. So yeah, I don't know. I hope you found something useful in this video, even though it's not exactly a how-to. I don't know. I guess it is. I gave you that practice that's working for me, so maybe you can try it out and see if it helps your life as well. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, the easiest way you can help me out is just to throw a like and a comment on the video for the algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci!